Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen, to the Keto Gaia kitchen. This is where I cook and create low carb and keto recipes for my family, and it's also where I've transformed my health through the food choices I've made. In this video I want to introduce and set out a little bit about my own path to low carb and keto, and how I found myself having to question and challenge the mainstream ideas of weight loss. I'm also going to share with you my number one rule when it comes to successful and sustainable weight loss, and I promise you it's not what you think. I've been following a low carb and keto way of life for about 10 years now, and I love this way of eating. I've learnt so much over that time, a lot by trial and error, but my best achievements have been when I focused on how and why the foods I eat have an effect on my health and weight loss outcomes. In other words, finding the right foods that work for me and then being prepared to scale up or down the amount of those foods. I came to keto being very overweight and in pain with various health issues. Over time, what started out as a need to be in less pain grew into a realization that what I thought I knew about how to eat for weight loss was simply not correct. And from there, a really deep interest grew into a passion for learning and understanding why and how my food choices can translate into a health benefit for me. These videos are going to be about my low carb and keto, the changes I've introduced over the years, and now at the age of almost 60, the things I can do to help myself today to stay healthy and medication free for as long as possible. I'm not medically trained and I'm not a nutritionist, so these videos are for information only. I do have some interest in the area of weight loss, and I'll just share that with you quickly. In the past I studied counselling, then coaching, and I went on to study and become a certified coach. I studied NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which is a type of talking therapy. My particular area of interest and of working with clients was around the behaviours which can undermine our attempts to lose weight, the habits and those emotional triggers which can result in unintended eating and in cravings. Also, where those habits end up as food addictions, particularly in relation to processed food and sugars, which from my own personal experiences and those of working with clients, I believe are highly addictive. Later on, I went back to college and took an extended break from my coaching practice, and as I approached perimenopause, I started to put on weight, and over time I could see habits and behaviours which I'd previously seen when working with clients. So I suppose you could say, all things considered, I've come full circle and I've had to become my own weight loss coach. I've been able to build on what I already knew, and that information has been invaluable in my own battle with food cravings and taking back control of my habits around eating. So putting together all of that and the last 10 years of low carb and keto, I have come through an eye-opening journey from being very overweight and not being able to stop eating to an appreciation of what successful and sustainable weight loss actually means. Losing that weight, keeping the weight off, transforming health and changing forever approaches to food choices and behaviours around food. Before I started low carb and keto, I didn't understand, nor did I really appreciate the problems associated with low fat foods. Like a lot of people, I fell foul of believing that health outcomes and what passes for food, be it from a cardboard box or a farmer's market, can be the same thing as long as it says so on the outside. Healthful, healthy, weight loss, etc. I believed I could exercise my way out of being overweight because that's what I saw other people doing. Except now I know that what drove me to being overweight, my particular weight problems, created a whole cascade of issues which simply could not be answered by moving more and eating less. I'd always counted calories, and I found the idea of counting macros and thinking of food in terms of macronutrients frankly a bit weird. Now my decisions around what I put on my plate has changed beyond recognition, and so have the results for my health. Certainly in those early years, applying the NLP exercises and coaching techniques gave me essential individual support and comfort through how I was going to approach not only my weight loss but also the health issues I had. My chronic IBS, my sore joints, particularly my hip joints. And those flare-ups were so bad. I had to use crutches just to get around. Plus, I had really bad brain fog. And all of those I'd unbelievably put down to the menopause or just a part of getting older. An inconvenience for which I could just pop a few pills and then get on with life. Only as time went on, getting on with life became more and more of a physical and mental struggle. So my videos are going to be about not only food choices but also the techniques that I've used to overcome those challenges around getting away from the pervasive rules which have dominated the weight loss industry for over 50 years now. There is now a growing number of people around the world who have turned away from the conventional ideas of weight loss, and by doing so have discovered a new way of losing weight. Well, actually, it's really just a traditional way of eating for health. I've certainly found that health and weight loss is more about healing than it is about calories. And once you realise that good kitchen food, together with what we are just beginning to understand about how food affects our health pathways, you can begin to craft your own route to health and weight loss. So I said at the beginning of this video that I was going to share with you my first rule for eating for health and weight loss, and here it is. It's so simple, yet it can be enormously challenging. If you want to find your route to better health, if you want to be empowered by your food choices, and if a different outcome is what you're looking for, then my first rule is this: keep an open mind. It might not sound like a lot, and many people may wonder what on earth it's got to do with weight loss. But if you're serious about successful and sustainable weight loss, then it is the cornerstone of a strong foundation, because it will allow you to confront what has so far not worked for you and to ask the question, why not? Surely we all have the right to question and know the reasons why what we are eating doesn't equate to the health and weight outcomes that we want or have been told that we can have. This is a topic that will surface again and again because it's so important in the answers to individual health and weight loss. I've come to realise over the years that successful and sustainable weight loss, for me, and I suspect for a lot of other people, is not about counting calories. It's actually about a healing process, healing through food choices, by finding self-compassion to change the blame culture around being overweight and the mental health problems that can come with the constant feeling of failure and shame around food addiction. Self-compassion is a healing process. Also, the appreciation of where food comes from and the importance of the connection with the world outside our front door. From microbes out there to microbiome in here, it's all connected. I've had to step away from the mainstream ideas of weight loss because by applying their rules, I often labelled myself as a failure, when in fact, my greatest successes have come from seeing those moments of unwanted actions as being the perfect catalyst for change and a springboard to positive self-image and stronger self-belief. Keeping an open mind, I believe, is the very best place to start the journey of health transformation and weight loss. I have learned so much over the years, and I'm continuing to learn and to adapt my behaviours through the opportunities I create for myself by keeping an open mind. There is so much more that I want to share with you, and that's why I wanted to do these videos. So that's it for this first video. Thank you so much for joining me here in my kitchen, in the Keto Gaia kitchen. I look forward to seeing you again, and until then, take care and bye for now.